All right, we back with another one. This story comes out of Rochester, New York, and it's a sad story, one we all too familiar with. I know many of you have probably seen incidents like this or know somebody that this type of behavior has happened to. A brother having medical complications, he can't breathe, and he jumps into the ambulance and he's telling them he can't breathe, and during his state of panic, he's holding one of the paramedics' arms, and I guess she took offense to that, and she requested for police to come and to remove this brother from the back of an ambulance. We're going to play this video. It is viewer discretion advised. Fair use YouTube.
I don't know what's wrong with him, but he will not get out of our truck.
Isn't it your job to figure out what's wrong with him? He came to you asking for help.
Okay.
And he's got to go.
Sir, it's a wrap. Looks like they want you out.
I couldn't breathe.
They want you out, sir.
Know how you're feeling today, sir, or what's your issue? They want you out, get out. Then he tells him he can't take him to the hospital. Lawsuits are fine. You know, compensation for your loss is good, but I'll be wanting to see more happen. If you can bring charges on them, good, because they need it. They were negligent and allowed this man to die. These are public servants, and they do everything but serve the public. What the hell are we paying taxes for when things like this happen? We don't get the right treatment.
No fight at
We
this
tried
time.
to help,
We're just trying
honey,
to get him
but
out.
the way that you got in here and the way that you just looked at us, that was no.
All right, sir. Come on.
way of
Come on.
somebody asking for help.
No games. Get out.
This officer right here is really flagrant. No games, get out. Just no soul at all. Don't give a damn about what emergency he's having. Get out, no games. Definitely try to put some kind of charges on him. If you can stick any kind of charge to him, stick it to him. And he doesn't need to work ever as a police officer. None of them, as far as that's concerned, or the EMTs. None of them should be working in their fields right now.
I'm getting out.
Thank you.
No.
Okay.
277 outlet.
Honey, you told us you had pain from drinking water, and then you came in and you jumped at me and my partner and demanded oxygen. You would not let go of me.
247, same traffic.
And this Karen got this "how dare you" type of mentality.
47, same traffic.
He grabbed my partner.
I was freaking out.
All right.
You freak out too if you can't breathe.
I hear you. I probably try to control myself a little bit better.
Let's cut off his air supply and see if he can control himself.
I'm not going to grab on anybody. You know what I mean?
No, I'm trying to grab for the door.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Okay. Okay. Now's your chance. All right. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Is that all you guys want, though? Then just no. All right.
277, we should be set for cars.
Just grab that yellow handle right there, and that should help you out.
277, all set for cars.
Did you take me to the hospital, man?
No.
We tried to take you, but honey, that was unacceptable. There was no reason for that. There was no issue.
There's a yellow handle right next to you. All right, or not.
As you saw, the brother having problems. He's telling them that he can't breathe, and
That's it.
that doesn't
Sorry,
mean
Joe.
nothing to this officer.
Okay.
He proceeds
Sidewalk's right over
to
there.
force him from the ambulance, and he sits over on the bench, and then he collapses. And as you see, he lays here for like 3 minutes, and nobody's just don't give a damn what's going on with this man. I tell you, these people, I say this all the time, these people Like they don't have a soul. They don't care because this person doesn't look like them. And I will say this: these people should never work in the medical field again. And these cops probably need to be taken off. No, probably. I need to quit saying that. These police need to be taken off the street. It's obviously this man was having complications and they just didn't give a damn. We're going to read the article and close it out. Get out. Short of breath, Rochester black man kicked out of ambulance after grabbing EMT's arm in panic. Fatally collapses as responders stand by. Family sues. Posted by Ashika in Harrison. Published June 30th, 2024. The family of a black Rochester man who died 2 weeks after being refused proper medical care by emergency medical technicians and ordered out of ambulance by police is suing all parties involved. Julian Coleman, 48, collapsed with blood spilling from his mouth the night of November 23rd, 2023, after EMTs from American Medical Response, AMR, called the police for assistance in having Coleman removed from the ambulance. The technicians accused Coleman of being disorderly, but video footage shows Coleman explaining he was freaking out due to his inability to breathe. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he will not get out of our truck and he's got to go. One of the EMTs tells the police when they arrive. The officers proceed to force Coleman to leave, and he struggles to explain, I couldn't breathe, honey. You told us you had pain from drinking water, and then you came in and you jumped at me and my partner, and you demanded oxygen, and you would not let go of me, the woman says in the footage. That's because he's fucking suffering from medical complications. He can't breathe. I was freaking out, Coleman said. You'd freak out too if you can't breathe. Exactly. I hear you. I'd probably try to control myself a little better. I'm not going to grab on anybody, the officer replies. We tried to help, honey, but the way you got in here and the way that you jumped at us, that was no way of somebody asking for help, one of the EMTs responded. As he was visibly gasping for air, Coleman even asked the officers if they could take him to the hospital, to which one replied no. The man is heard heaving and grunting, but the officer commands him to exit the vehicle, saying no games, get out. Coleman then, as instructed, slowly stepped down from the ambulance and staggered to sit on a bench, where he is then totally ignored by all emergency responders standing around nearby. Coleman then collapses and falls over, and the medical personnel and police still don't react for 3 minutes. The family claim says it wasn't until Officer Jonathan Netton walked over, shined a flashlight at Coleman, and told one paramedic that Coleman had blood coming out of his mouth, that the gravely ill man received assistance. He died 2 weeks later on December 15th. Now Coleman's family want those they deem responsible to pay. A federal lawsuit filed by Coleman's estate on Thursday, June 27th, names the city of Rochester, AMR, which is contracted with the city of Rochester, the EMTs, and Rochester police officers who were involved in the incident of violating Coleman's civil rights. According to the court filing obtained by Atlanta Black Star, Coleman called 911 requesting an ambulance early in the evening due to experiencing shortness of breath. When the AMR ambulance arrived at Seneca Avenue, where the incident took place, court docs say Coleman panicked by his inability to breathe and grabbed the arm of one of the EMTs. They knew that he was having trouble, and yet no one took any action for 3 minutes. Attorney Stephen Schwartz, who is representing the family, told ABC 13 WHAM in an interview, had he been given oxygen in the ambulance and taken to the hospital, he would be here today and not in the ground. A report by Democrat and Chronicle says a December 4th MRI showed Coleman had severe hypoxia and an anoxic brain injury, which indicates his brain had been deprived of oxygen. He never woke up, and the doctors at Rochester General Hospital said his brain function was unlikely to recover, leading his family to take him off the support. The Democrat and Chronicles report continued. There are processes that are followed when that happens, and EMTs are trained to deal with that, Schwartz said. There was nothing that prevented the police officers or one of them from getting in the ambulance and driving to the hospital, and he'd be alive today if they had. According to Schwartz, the family was angered after seeing the video footage from the police body cams and other surveillance. The attorney also admitted his belief that race could have been a factor. Race is always a factor with these people. If a middle-aged white person had had the same issue, I'm not sure that it would have been ignored, Schwartz said. In January, Rochester Mayor Malik Evans called for answers and expressed his disappointment with how the situation was handled. City residents are people, and they deserve to be treated humanely and with the same attention as anyone else, Evans said. Evans also said it was his duty to release the blue light camera footage, video from camera attached to the street lamps, to the public. I could not in good conscience know that we have blue light camera of this incident and not put it out there in the public. Oh, man. These stories, man. It just goes to show you that in many instances, these people are still the same. I want to tell a personal story that happened to my brother. He was suffering from a heart attack, so he attempted to drive himself to the closest hospital. He passed by a Subway and saw the EMTs in there eating lunch. So he tried to get out. He's struggling, falling on the ground, barely can walk. Nobody comes out to help him. And he manages to go inside. He taps the EMT on the arm while he's eating his sub, and the EMT throws his sandwich down on the table because I guess he was getting disturbed during his lunch break. And in the ambulance getting medical attention, he was told to lay on his back, and my brother told him that he couldn't lay on his back because it's pain when he lays on his back when he's suffering from a heart attack. And the EMT told him, okay, you refusing service, so we don't have to help you. So he pretty much was going to let him die. He said the female driver, though, came back and assisted him. We later saw them at a hospital, and he pointed them out to me. And these type of things happen to us all the time, man. And it definitely was about race, because that's their whole thing. The whole thing is about race. They like to say that we always play the race card. No, there was no such thing as race until the European put it in the psyche of people. There was no such thing as race. It's always about race with them. I get upset when I hear stories like this, man. I get upset at all of these stories, bruh. Just these people just no good. They just are no good, downright wicked to the core. The things they do, don't give a damn if you in pain. They don't give a damn if you suffering. We've heard many stories about medical apartheid, and we continue to witness it. And one thing I want to say, you read all these stories, and reparations is long overdue. It's not just for slavery, but that's the biggest part of it. But the treatment that we receive is still here. The vicious treatment, they treat you like you're not human. That shit's still here. Man, I hope that maybe they could bring some kind of charges on all of these parties that were involved, because what they did to this man should be a crime. They are public servants, and they did not serve the public this night. They let this man die because he was touching you, because he's having trouble breathing, and he grabbed your arm pleading for help, and you kick him out of the ambulance. From time to time, I will take breaks from stories like this because it just makes me so upset and angry inside that people treat us like this. Man, people like this, they can go straight to hell. They really can. I don't give a damn if people try to report this video as saying it's hate. No, it's not hate. That's what they deserve. They deserve to go to hell the way they treated this man. All of them. He laid on the ground for 3 minutes. Nobody went over to see what's wrong with him. Got an ambulance right next to him. And you kicked him out of it and let him suffer on the street. I will keep up with this case and see what transpire with it. Like I say, I would hope that they try to find some kind of way to prosecute these individuals, because this, in my eyes, this is manslaughter to me. This man was seeking medical attention. He was sitting in the ambulance, and you kicked him out of that ambulance. That should be manslaughter to me. All right, I'm going to close it out. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and we'll see you on the next one.